My name is Marcus Wheeler. I'm the Buildings and Grounds Supervisor at Wilmington City Schools. I am in charge of all of the building maintenance, janitorial, buildings and grounds, pretty much anything from floor to ceiling, wall to wall. I would say when I first took over, I kind of had some questions, for some of the schools, and it was kind of concerning, when you go into a building and ask, how many master keys do you have for your building, and you can't really get a straight answer. That's kind of worrisome when it comes to kids. So that's when I knew we need to start looking at something. So the first interaction we had, I was heading to another meeting, and our salesman, Kevin, he came in just as I was leaving, and I told him I have 5 minutes. If we'll see what you can do in that 5 minutes. So we actually, after that meeting, we set up a meeting with others from Oak, and the presentation was spot on. Everything they explained to us has happened, and it was just one of those, once we kind of sat down and talked in a small group of, what are the scenarios we go through, what do we have to look at, it kind of made sense. Kind of laid out in the format, when you guys bring us the locks and everything, we do a complete walkthrough of the building, and I know how many master keys I need, I know how many grandmasters I need, I know how many classroom, so it's kind of pretty detailed once we get done with the walkthrough. I think we spent days walking through buildings just to make sure everything was narrowed down to, this program has these set of locks, this program has this set of locks. So I was able to break those down into sections, and it's a lot easier to control that way. Now I know, who's in charge. I know who has what key. I know who can get where in my building. And I have that security of knowing, they can't just go anywhere and get this key made. They have to come to me. And I kind of like that control and that security part of it. So I like knowing who's in the building at all times and where they can go and where they can't. So for us and the rest of the administration, it's a comfort that we have, knowing who's in our building and who can get where. So anybody that I call at Oak that I have to get a hold of, they're very responsive. They get a hold of me right away. I tell them it's been great. I've already recommended, several other schools in the area, to you guys, because I talk with all the other maintenance guys and, Wilmington College here, places like those. So they're always, who do you guys use? And, I won't hesitate to give them Kevin's number or, anybody's number, just to call and say, hey, at least get in touch with them. If you like it, you like it. If not, it's not for everybody. So just at least give them a chance. Yeah, my experience with Oak, security group, it has been great. It honestly has. I would come back and do this all again if I had a chance. So.